Hello everybody and welcome back to another video of Heroes of the Storm. Today we're going to be playing Anub'Arak and continuing our How to Tank series. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the list here. You can see that Anub'Arak lands in the offensive category in my opinion. However, I do believe that he has some very good defensive capabilities. He's a very good all-round tank, but primarily you want to be drafting him into dive compositions because it is so easy for him to land his long 2-second stun. So you got your burrow charge, which is an easy engage or disengage depending on how you want to play it. You then have his impale ability, which is a super easy to land skill shot when in melee distance, and then you have his massive shield to help him get out. Now you'll notice this shield has if I get rid of this shield has 40% spell armor, which means it blocks 40% of the spell damage inbound. So he thrives diving against squishy backline targets like Li Ming, Kael'thas, Kel'Thuzad, targets such as that he thrives against. However, he still does well against team comps that dive against him, such as Illidan and Diablo comps. Because he has his cocoon, he can shut down hyper carries. So he's a very strong all-around tank. His biggest weakness, I would say, is his health pool is fairly low, so you need to be playing around your cooldowns properly or you will die. Anyways, we'll jump to the game, get into more of the nitty-gritty stuff, and talk then. Alright, and we find ourselves on the Garden Terror today. So this matchup is kind of interesting because we have a TLV, and the enemy team has an Abathur, so it's going to be basically whoever has the better 4-man in this game. I typically like to go a beetle-focused build. As always in this series, we will talk about the build at the end. But a lot of Anub'Arak's talents can be switched out, and he has a very unique build path. But like I said, typically I like the beetle build. Now they do have an Azmodan and Hanzo, who are a very nice hybrid damage. Hanzo pumps out... wow, I really didn't see him at all. Okay. Why? So, Hanzo has very nice damage with both auto attacks and spell damage, and Azmodan has really good spell damage. So, overall, I think we're a good pick into that team. Anub'Arak is very good at early game ganking as well, and there we go. We were waiting out this stun by the Blaze so we can start to combo to death this enemy team. I do have to be careful. Because like I mentioned before, my health pool is pretty freaking low for a tank, that is. You can see we have 800 less health than the Blaze. So just right off the bat, we have to be careful. But our shield does help out a lot. Ganking, as mentioned before, is going to be a big tool we're going to use. Saving our Q so we can cancel his E. And I really just want the globe for mana. Trying to, like I said, slow down this guy's push against our Viking player and look for any rotations I can get. Enemy team hopefully is going to get too cocky that I went missing and do some crazy stuff like step forward too far, but looks like they're not doing too much of that. We did lose a Viking down in the bottom lane, and it would be great if some more allies would rotate with me. That is an auto attack Hanzo, which in my opinion is probably one of the better builds. It sucks to play against. Unfortunately, it'll be very tough to get much done on a hatted target because they move so fast. Oh, these mines are killing me. Trying to break them so my allies don't get hit, but it can be difficult. And we're really looking for any sort of engagement we can get on this back line. As far as the tank goes, I do have some pretty good damage that only gets better the later the game goes on. I do almost have my abilities up, not quite. I wonder if I can... if I was a little bit faster on that, maybe. Oh, he's just going to stack off me, which we can't have that. Pick up another talent here, Bed of Barbs, and then, like I said, I'd like to kind of get in there and break some of the mines for the friendly team, if possible at all. Yeah, he's messing us up with the mines, and we actually lost an ally. Oh, no. This is horrendous news. We are very split. Friendly team doesn't seem to be focused on one target yet, so we're just gonna actually tap and leave, I think. Yeah, I think we're just gonna try to soak mid a little bit while we can, while we got the chance, because as everybody knows, you need levels to be good in this game. I can play aggressively because I have my E. My E, as mentioned before, is a get out of jail free card every 14 seconds. Yeah, he's full mine build. I'm fine with tanking them. I don't like it, but I'm fine with it. Really like it. If Kira and I were rotating together, we would be able to kill this Hanzo with ease. The only issue, of course, being that the mines exist. And mines, as you can see, don't allow us to rotate. Which is frustrating. Anub'Arak is by far the best tank in the video game to dive a tower, because his beetles will tank all of the tower shots free of charge.
There's my precious seed. Go and get
Right, I really want to go in, but my allies are too low, so I just have to keep playing defensively. Keep on backing it up, team. We're low on HP. Got a little bit of self-sustain now, which is exciting. Throwing spells, trying to get anything done, but might be able to here now that the enemy team is actually quite low on mana and honestly on health. We'll send out a Q and try to get something done. We did not capture that objective. Our W is able to save us from the Azmodan dunk. I have to base here and get ready for this next objective, as it will be a huge one. On this map, it is probably the strongest, or on this game, this map is probably the strongest objective. So let's think. What do we need to be doing better as Anub'Arak? It's so tough because we love our rotations, but we can't rotate. And then Blaze has a much shorter cooldown with his stun than my stuns, so he's able to spam out his spells more than I am. Got to try to break these mines before they really mess us up. I might even just hover around this area for a little bit and try to break them. There it is, another one. He's placed out. I thought I heard another mine be placed. Yeah, there it is. If Kira wants to go in, I'm waiting for her, but she's still just hesitant. Or I guess she has a massive minion wave she needs to be clearing. Trying to just create space for the team now. Now that Blaze is here, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for us to engage on these enemies. But I'm watching Kira's engagement, and I will follow her. There it is. Able to land only one of my stuns, which wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. And now Blaze is kind of caught behind us, but he is very tanky and difficult to kill, especially with an Abathur hat. We are also quite low on mana in general, so this might be the death of me. Okay. Saving my Q because I thought I was going to get Q'd on, but thankfully it was the Blaze instead. Put him in the cocoon and just say, here, kill this guy. Come kill this kid. Come on, team. Okay. Okay, we're wasting everything on him, and he's not dying. He's made of steel. Oh my goodness, barely walking out of there. I do have a sippy cup up, and I don't think I'll get hit by a mine. So we're gonna tap and then try to come back. Oh, it's not even worth it, is it? No, it's not. We're just gonna base. We can't be focusing the Blaze too hard. If we were able to kill the Hanzo, who is pummeling us with damage there, then Blaze would have just whittled beneath our feet, I believe. So that kind of sucks. That's the issue whenever you play tank, especially a tank which is a dive tank, is you really need your team to focus the dived targets. Right now, I'm totally cool with just losing this building. I think that's all we can really do, is lose the building. There we go. We're able to cancel their ult, and I have my sippy cup up because I based earlier. Oh, we're getting body blocked like crazy. I'm trying to get in there to tank for the team. Able to stun the Azmodan out of his laser hand. We'll cocoon the Hanzo, hopefully get a kill on the healer here. And this is why cocoon is such a good ult. Makes it very difficult for the enemy team to work together. You know, whenever you're missing allies, it's very hard. We do, by the looks of things, lose How much health does that have? A lot of our buildings. A lot of health at least. Abathur will probably be able to whittle those down as the game progresses. I'm going to try to get something on him here. There we go. Barely able to stun him out of his E. I waited a split second longer to try to get it, and I think that we were able to do it beautifully. Friendly team wants to invade their camp. I think that that's okay because we have the Vikings to help us elsewhere. Really good call, actually, by Kira. I did not think Azmodan would be here. So that is awesome. I'll stand on it just to cap it. Oh, it sucks I got hit by that root, too. But with my spell armor and the spell armor of the camp, it's working out very nicely for us. I want the Hanzo before I want the other people, but... Oh, that wall's still up. I'm getting a little ambitious. Kind of want to get some building damage out now that we have quite a level lead. We are, however, very behind on buildings, and ultimately you win the game by killing buildings. So I'm going to ask for some push here. With Sylvanas, Anub'Arak, we should be able to melt these buildings with ease. You can see none of my allies are taking damage because I got my beetles doing their beetly things. It does cost you a little bit of mana to do it, but it's not the end of the world. Able to stun him out of his stun, and then Kira is able to stun him out of his ult. So Blaze is popping all of his abilities. Yeah, he's out of fun. I'm saving my R for the Holy Word Salvation. I don't know. I think that's a good fight to take, team. I guess we're low on mana, so I'm fine with backing out with him. I'll starve the enemy team of Regen Globe and then head over to the objective. All we are trying to do is poke. We just want to poke this objective.
It is time.
Just a little bit of poke to keep the friendly team ready and healthy to get to this fight. I kind of want to just get on their back line. Okay, we got to put their healer in a cocoon. It's been too long that he hasn't been in the cocoon. Don't have my my stun up though. I was kind of hoping it would time out right, but they broke the cocoon too fast, so it timed out horribly. And now we are getting pummeled in this fight with the Abathur clone. Although Kira's keeping herself alive. Oh, but the Lily does get taken down. One more stun. We're running low on mana, so once again we're going to lose the 4th objective in a row. Can't focus the Tink. I think that that's our biggest issue right now, is we're just trying to kill the Blaze. Granted, I might have cocooned the wrong target there. I probably should have cocooned the Blaze and then gone after the backline as a team. I think that that is on me, so I'll try to do better this next fight. And just put my cocoon on the big tank. Alright, so now I kind of think that I have to go Beetlejuiced. Although it would have been fun to go this one too. I think Beetlejuice is just better. Let's see. Do we have stacks on our team? No, no stacks yet. As far as tanks go, Anub'Arak has some of the better wave clear. It costs him a small amount of mana to have very good wave clear. So he has a lot going for him in that aspect. Oh, he has mount speed. That's lame. This guy needs to die. I hope the friendly team can recognize it. Please, team. Please. There we go. Stun him to death. Beautifully done. Whenever we are able to focus ourselves on the squishy enemies, we do very well. Alright, there are going to be more mines in this area. Hanzo's going to be able to poke for a long time. And I really want to be... Yeah, I have to be top lane now. Jeez Louise. Asmo's just free pushing in that lane, and our Viking player is struggling to do anything about it. So we have to get in here and stop him from doing much more shenanigans. The big thing I'm worried about are these catapults. But yeah, looks like we are actually able to get the kill on him. And he wasted his ult on me, dealing no damage to his... excuse me. Dealing no damage to our building. Oh, these mines are brutal. I want to get to their camps because that's what I think they are, and I think I can steal it. They're not on it yet. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and shut off my beetle trait. Just because I don't want to be spawning random beetles. But now I think I can go in. I want to get the invade so bad. Although friendly team pushing there is probably the better play. I'm not really going to do much here. So, if Viking player comes, I think we can maybe take it. But they're backing out now, so we cannot engage. I don't even know if I would have been able to stand on it in time anyway. Objective is tied right now. And the friendly team, by the looks of things, should get that building. I wouldn't be surprised if enemy teams getting really greedy and going for this camp up here. They probably are. Yeah, there it is. Oh, the Abba was there too. I might be dead. Don't want to get hit by a blaze stun, because then I would definitely be dead. So now I just gotta try to stall. I don't know if I have the cooldowns to do so. That's best I got, team. Alright, cocoon the blaze. Oh my gosh, he was able to break himself out. That's baloney that his I thought only auto attacks were gonna break it. Did he use Holy Word? Nope, there it is. Beautiful stop by our Sylvanas on him. We really need to kill the healer, though. He is causing mayhem for us. And now the Blaze has to go next. I'll have a stun that I whiffed. Very good. Now Vikings should be able to cap the objective. I'll be ready to dive anybody that needs a dive in. Landing another stun. I don't think we get a kill here. In fact, I am in danger of dying, and I need a base to defend this regardless. Yeah, there's the dirty little Abathur. Unfortunately, the Vikings are kind of getting outpushed by the Abathur. Outplayed in general. Abathur has had much better team fight presence, lane presence, and I think Soak is actually probably pretty even. Yeah, Vikings are way ahead of him in Soak, but between those two things, it's really helped their team gain some footing and traction. And it's not the Viking player is playing bad. It's just the Abathur player is playing very good. You can see he's top damage for his team. Next objective is a little close to our side, but they still have their middle building up, so it's going to be difficult for us to do much about that. Level 20 is a huge power spike for Anub'Arak. You have a lot of things that you can pick. I think for me, we're going to go with Rewind, because there's so many abilities I need to be shutting off for them. And I'm going to put that on my 1 key, just because muscle memory will make me hit it. I would love to go in here on the enemy team's healer. And there we go. Rewind coming in handy already. We weren't able to get anything done, though. Rewind coming in handy there, so I can go in and feed like a freaking moron. But that's okay. Sylvanas, I didn't realize she wasn't with us. She'll get a building. They'll get the objective. Game is still very much up for grabs for both teams. No mule on the Abathur either. Enemy team did use Holy Word. I think they've used all of their ults there except for Ultimate Evolution. I don't think I saw that. Granted, we used ours as well. Yeah, we used a lot of ours as well. Did Sylvanas just ult the building? Is that what happened? I think so. Oh boy. Good push coming in by the enemy team here. We will be up to defend the core, but I think they might be able to snipe our building before we res. That is Kira and I. Especially with Azmodan Hanzo push. Like I mentioned before, Hanzo auto attack build does an absurd amount of damage for no reason. And then just Azmodan's push is also an absurd thing to deal with. Putting Blaze once again in the cocoon, as I think he's been our biggest adversary this game. Yeah, this is gonna hurt us pretty good. Okay. Vikings can deal with the lane pressure. We just need to be getting to this objective. Abba mines killing 2 of our Vikings, unfortunately. Oh, I should be getting to that camp, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going to the camp. Okay, he's not on it. Hans is not on it. Well, then we'll get this objective. That will defend here. And then we'll have good push in mid and top lane. To hopefully help us possibly snowball a win here. If not a win, at least get some keep pressure. Really want to get in on this Hanzo if at all possible. It will be very difficult though because of his stuns, or because of his leaps. But the Kira's follow-up is exactly what we needed to get the kill on him. And that's a huge stagger kill. He has been their top damage or close to it this whole game, making it difficult for us to do what we want to do. Rewind coming out here, causing a lot of mayhem. We're going to go ahead and put the Blaze in the cocoon before his stun could land. Then the core hits us with its silence stun, but it doesn't matter. There's a nice double kill, and now all we have to worry about is the Blaze, which hopefully we'll be able to melt him down and then deal enough damage to this core to finish out the game. You can see Cocoon is such a strong ultimate ability. I was using it poorly at the start of this game. I was putting it on the healer or the DPS targets. Whenever I started to figure out which target it needed to go on, we started to win this game. So I figured out Blaze has been our issue. I put it on Blaze. We won the majority of the team fights when he was in the cocoon. So that is basically how you play Anub'Arak. This poor Lily. You try to disrupt the enemy's big abilities. So that big ability I was really trying to disrupt was Holy Word Salvation. You try to rotate in the early game, which we weren't able to showcase at all because of the enemy team's Abathur placing down so many stinky mines. And you want to be cocooning the proper target. So by figuring out Blaze with all of his stuns was making it too difficult for me to play the video game. We had to be throwing him in, and he actually ended up, ironically, with top damage at the end of the video game for his team. So the build I went in today's video is the build I go in almost all my Anub'Arak games, but I will tell you that there are a bunch of different ones that you can go. So level 1, we go Legion of Beetles. This gives our Beetles 30 spell armor, which by itself is completely broken. This makes Li Ming with orbs and missiles useless, and can help with a lot of other mages, disrupting them and just keeping your beetles alive because it's a full beetle build. We then went Bed of Barbs. This just helps with slowing enemies that are trying to get away from you after you stun them. So you go in with a Q, you hit them with an, or you go in with an E, then you hit them with a Q, and then they're slowed if they stay inside the spikes. So it's a very nice talent there. We then pick up Leeching's Scarabs, which allows us to stay a little bit alive, as long as our beetles stay alive, and our beetles are staying alive because of our level 1 talent. Level 10, both ultimates are very good. They both are very good. However, Cocoon is better in most circumstances, especially in a coordinated team. If you're playing solo, Locust Swarm is still good, but Cocoon, if you're playing with even 2 other players, is completely broken. Burning Beetles at 13, because this is the beetle theme build. This gives us our wave clear, and if you sacrifice this talent, you sacrifice a lot of wave clear on Anub'Arak. Beetlejuiced, this gives our beetles more health, so they have 30 spell armor and 30% more health. So effectively, against spell damage, they have 60% more health than a stock beetle would have. Additionally, every 4th basic attack spawns another beetle, furthering our tower dive potential and overall team fight damage, because we are now healing off of beetles as well as dealing damage off of beetles. And then rewind, because you guessed it, you get more beetles. Not only that, but the extra stun really came in handy at the end whenever we were able to get the kill on the Anduin and the Azmodan to put the nail in the coffin for red team. So, if you wanted to go for a different build, you could. There are different talents. If you want to go for a W-focused build, Nerubian Armor is very strong. And just picking up all those talents. One of the stronger talents in the game, or talent tiers, is 16. So you got Beetlejuiced, which you saw was very strong in that game. Epicenter, which used to be my go-to pick. And is still a very strong talent, especially for new Anub'Arak players who are kind of struggling laning his E. And then Debilitation is a very strong talent at stopping heavy mage comps. I didn't feel that the enemy team's damage was too spell powered heavy, so I didn't go it and figured the Beetlejuice would be better. But yeah, tons of build paths that you can go. The biggest thing though, whenever you play Anub'Arak, and this will really sit, and this is where I'll end the video, is whenever you play him, there's a secret trick you have to do. You have to go to your loadout, hit skins, and put on the Love Bug Anub'Arak skin. It's the only skin to use because it's the best skin, and you're a little love bug. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye. Save that ult, isn't it?
But it think of
Get in,
the
Duffy,
power.
get in! Get in!
Get in the chopper.
World's shortest medevac. It's a Medivh portal. Don't be lied to.